Rains have failed us again. We need a sacrifice to appease the spirits. The wind whispered secrets through the ancient baobab tree, its gnarled branches reaching towards the fiery heart of the setting sun. Beneath its shade, nestled in the heart of a bustling Kenyan village, sat Amani and Malaika, two sisters bound by an invisible thread of love. Amani, the elder by 2 years, had eyes the color of rich ebony and a mane of tightly coiled hair that defied gravity. Malaika, the younger, was a whirlwind of energy with laughter that chimed like wind chimes. Their father, Chief Kwame, a man as imposing as the baobab itself, was consumed by a single desire, a son, an heir to carry his name and legacy. Amani and Malaika, despite their intelligence and unwavering loyalty, were deemed insufficient in his eyes. One crisp evening, as the scent of wood smoke hung heavy in the air, Kwame announced to his village, "The rains have failed us again. We need a sacrifice to appease the spirits." A hush fell over the gathered villagers. They knew the history of sacrifices during droughts. Animals were offered first, then crops, and finally, Malaika gripped Amani's hand, her small fingers white-knuckled. A horrifying truth dawned on Amani. Their father, blinded by his taste for a son, was willing to appease the spirits with their lives. Panic clawed on her throat. They had to escape. That night, as the baobab cast long skeletal shadows, Amani and Malaika packed a miaja bag with dried fruits, a water skin, and their mother's worn necklace, a symbol of their bond. Tears streamed down Malaika's face as they snuck past sleeping villagers. Just outside the village, they encountered a figure cloaked in darkness. It was Njeri, the village outcast, rumored to possess the power to speak to animals. Fear warred with desperation in Amani's heart. "Njeri," Amani whispered, her voice trembling, "we need your help." Njeri's eyes, like embers in the moonlight, glinted with a knowing wisdom. "I heard whispers on the wind, child. You seek escape." Amani explained their predicament, her voice raw with emotion. Njeri listened patiently, then spoke in a voice that seemed to echo from the baobab itself. "The spirits cannot be appeased with sacrifice," Njeri said. "They seek balance, not blood. I can guide you to a hidden oasis, but beware the dangers that lurk in the untamed lands." Njeri led them through the savannah, a vast expanse of golden grass dotted with acacia trees. The air buzzed with the symphony of cicadas, and the distant calls of hyenas sent shivers down their spines. During the day, Njeri taught them the language of the animals, a secret knowledge passed down through generations. Amani learned to read the tracks of lions, while Malaika befriended a mischievous troop of baboons. But as darkness fell, fear gnawed at them. The fiery eyes of nocturnal predators glinted from the shadows. One night, a pack of hyenas surrounded them, their guttural laughter chilling. Just as they braced for the attack, a thunderous roar shattered the night. A majestic lioness emerged from the tall grass, her eyes blazing with a fierce protectiveness. Njeri had spoken to the lioness, reminding her of an ancient pact with the village. The hyenas slunk away, defeated. After weeks of treacherous travel, they arrived at the hidden oasis. Crystal clear water trickled down from a rock face, forming a pool that shimmered like a giant sapphire. Lush greenery surrounded the pool, a stark contrast to the parched savannah. As they settled, Njeri revealed another secret. "This oasis is guided by the Inyati," she said, her voice hushed. a mystical creature with the body of a buffalo and the wisdom of an elder. Malaika's eyes widened. A mystical creature? Does it breathe fire? Njeri chuckled. No, little one, but disrespect the oasis and you face its wrath. They spend their days learning from Njeri. She taught them about the interconnectedness of nature, the power of herbs, and the ancient stories whispered by the wind. One day, while fetching water, Amani stumbled upon a cave hidden behind a waterfall. Curiosity burning bright, she ventured inside. The cave was adorned with paintings depicting strange creatures and celestial bodies. Suddenly, a guttural bellow echoed through the cave. Amani froze, her heart hammering against her ribs. The Inyati, a creature of legend, loomed before her. Its eyes, pools of molten gold, held her captive. Fear choked her voice, but she managed a stammered apology. The Inyati rumbled, a sound that vibrated through the cave. Njeri, alerted by the commotion, rushed in. Amani, she hissed, you shouldn't be here. Njeri explained that the cave was sacred, a resting place for the Inyati spirit. The creature studied Amani with an unsettling intensity. Then, to Amani's surprise, it spoke. Its voice was a deep, resonating bellow that somehow echoed with understanding. You trespass, the Inyati boomed, yet your heart holds no malice. Tell me, child, what troubles you? Amani poured out her story, their escape, the burden of their father's rejection, and their hope of returning home. Not as sacrifices, but as saviors. The Inyati listened patiently, its golden eyes never leaving hers. When Amani finished, a long silence filled the cave. Finally, the Inyati spoke again. The land suffers, it rumbled, but not because of a lack of rain. Greed has poisoned the hearts of men. Your father, consumed by his desire for an heir, has strayed from the path of balance. The Inyati revealed a prophecy. A great storm would soon sweep across the land, testing the villagers' resilience. But within the storm lay the key to salvation, a hidden spring with life-giving water. Only those with pure hearts could find it. You girls hold the key to your village's future, the Inyati said. But beware, a darkness stirs within the village. Someone seeks power, and their hunger will threaten your mission. A shiver ran down Amani's spine. Who was this darkness the Inyati spoke of? Could it be their stepmother Asana, a woman known for her cunning and cruelty? The sisters returned to Njeri, their hearts heavy with the weight of the prophecy. Njeri confirmed their suspicions about the storm and the hidden spring. But fighting the spring is only half the battle, Njeri warned. You need proof to convince the villagers that the sacrifice is unnecessary. Hope flickered in Malaika's eyes. Proof? How? Njeri pointed to a strange flower growing near the pool. This, the moon bloom, blooms only under a full moon. Its pollen holds the power to reveal hidden truths. The plan was risky. They would have to return to the village on the night of the full moon, gather the moon bloom pollen, and find the hidden spring before the storm hit. The journey back to the village was fraught with tension. Doubt gnawed at Amani. Could they return to the place that rejected them? Would they be able to convince the villagers in time? As the moon reached its zenith, casting an interior glow on the dry savannah, they crept into the village. It was eerily quiet. The villagers, fearful of the impending storm, had barricaded themselves inside their huts. Amani led Malaika to their old hut. Memories, both happy and painful, flooded their minds. Malaika, overcome with nostalgia, almost alerted their stepmother Asana, who peeked out from their hut. Amani reacted instinctively, throwing a handful of dirt to distract Asana. They quickly found the moon bloom and collected its pollen. Leaving the village as silently as they came, they started their desperate search for the hidden spring. Guided by Njeri's cryptic instruction, They ventured deeper into the savannah. The wind howled, carrying whispers that seemed to taunt them. The once familiar landscape morphed into a maze of towering termite mounds and gnarled acacia trees. Malaika, usually fearless, started a whimper. "Amani," she cried, "I am scared. What if we can't find it?" Amani fought back tears. "We have to, Malaika. This is our only chance to save our village." Suddenly, Malaika pointed. A lone baobab tree, early similar to the one in their village, stood silhouetted against the approaching storm clouds. A sense of familiarity tugged at Amani. As they approached the baobab, a low growl echoed from its hollow trunk. A shiver ran down Amani's spine. Taking a deep breath, Amani stepped forward. "Hello," she called out, her voice trembling slightly. "Is anyone there?" Silence. Then a deep rumbling voice resonated from within the baobab. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" Malaika clutched Amani's arm, her eyes wide with fear. Amani, however, felt a strange sense of calmness wash over her. "We seek the hidden spring," she said, her voice gaining strength. "The Inyati sent us." Another pause, then the voice softened. "The Inyati, very well. Enter, children, but tread carefully." Amani and Malaika exchanged a nervous glance before cautiously entering the baobab's hollow trunk. The air inside was cool and damp, carrying the earthy scent of ancient roots. In the center, a pool of crystal clear water shimmered faintly, reflecting the moonlight filtering through a crack in the trunk. "The spring," Malaika gasped, her fear replaced by awe. As they approached the water, a figure emerged from the shadows, a wizened old man with eyes as deep and knowing as the pool itself. "You seek the truth," the old man rasped, his voice like dry leaves rustling in the wind. Amani nodded. "We need proof to convince our village that the sacrifice is not necessary." "The storm." The old man raised a gnarled hand, silencing her. "The storm is a test, child, but the true enemy lies within your village." His words sent a jolt through Amani. Asana's face flashed in her mind. Could she be the darkness the Inyati warned about? The old man, who introduced himself as Mwalimu, the guardian of the spring, explained Asana's plot. Asana, consumed by ambition, craved power and would stop at nothing to become chief. She had been manipulating Kwame, playing on his desperation for an heir to secure her own position. Mwalimu revealed a hidden passage within the baobab that led back to the village. "Use the moonbloom pollen," he instructed. "It will reveal Asana's deceit to your father." Amani and Malaika thanked Walamu and hurried back through the passage, the weight of their mission even heavier. They knew they had to act quickly before the storm hit and Asana solidified her control. As they emerged from the baobab, the first fat raindrops splattered on the dry earth. The wind howled with an increasing ferocity, whipping sand and dust into a frenzy. The storm had arrived. With heart pounding, they raced towards the village. Lightning illuminated the sky, momentarily revealing panicked villagers huddled in their huts. Reaching their old huts, they found Asana frantically convincing Kwame of the need for the sacrifice. "The spirits are angry, chief," Asana wailed. "Only a blood offering can appease them and bring the rains." Kwame, his face etched with worry, was on the verge of agreeing. Amani knew they were out of time. Bursting into the hut, she cried out, "Wait, father!" Asana whirled around, her face contorting in fury. "You dare interrupt, you worthless girls!" Amani ignored her, stepping forward and sprinkling the moonbloom pollen on the air. A gasp escaped Asana's lips as a shimmering image materialized in the air. A vision of Asana whispering dark promises into Kwame's ear, manipulating him with lies. Kwame stared at the image, his face draining of color. The truth slammed into him with the force of a thunderbolt. Asana, seeing her plan unraveling, lunged for Amani, but Malaika, fueled by a surge of protective rage, shoved her aside. The earth shook violently as a deafening crack of thunder split the sky. Rain lashed against the walls, threatening to tear the roof apart. But amidst the chaos, a sense of relief settled over Amani. The storm was a necessary cleansing, washing away the drought and the darkness that had crept their village. Pame, his eyes filled with shame, turned to his daughters. "Forgive me," he rasped, his voice thick with emotion. "I was blinded by my own desires." Amani and Malaika rushed into his embrace, tears of relief and forgiveness mingling with the rain on their faces. As the storm raged outside, they huddled together, a family finally reunited, ready to face the challenges ahead. The rain continued for days, replenishing the parched land. The villagers, shaken but grateful, emerged from their huts to greet the sisters as heroes. Asana, exposed and ostracized, slunk away from the village, her dreams of power shattered. The sisters, hailed as saviors, found themselves thrust into the heart of the village.